The pro-Ron DeSantis Super PAC has just ended door knocking in Nevada and Super Tuesday states. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video. And today, it is time that we talk about the 2024 Republican presidential primary. Because everyone, we got some breaking news out of the Ron DeSantis campaign. And when you think things couldn't get any worse for the campaign, this article drops. The pro-Ron DeSantis Super PAC has just ended door knocking in not only the state of Nevada, but in the Super Tuesday states. That is right, everyone. The biggest Super PAC for DeSantis, Never Back Down, which I call Never Stand Up, they have just ended, essentially, the support for DeSantis' campaign in several key states early in the primary cycle. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So let me be clear. This is an attack on DeSantis for the hurricane stuff. This is not, we're not talking about that, obviously. I mean, some people are trying to use this as, a pot shot at DeSantis. I'm not doing that, because that's not the point. I think he's doing a great job with Hurricane Idalia. With that being said, however, this is major news that shows it seems like the Super PAC that's, at this point, bankrolling the entire campaign, it seems like they're becoming less confident. So let's look at it. Never Back Down, which again, I call Never Stand Up because, well, that's what they do. The Super PAC backing Florida Governor DeSantis' campaign has ceased its door-knocking operations in Nevada, home to a key early nominating state, and California, a delegate-rich Super Tuesday state, officials confirmed Wednesday. That is right, everyone. California and Nevada, which they're both critical in the GOP primary. Nevada is, I think, the fourth or third state in the primary cycle. So it's very early on, and is a state you would think that DeSantis does good in. You know, it's a state that has a heavy Hispanic population. You would assume, it would be like Florida, which there's really no reason why some people believe that, but based on all the polling data, it's not looking too good for him. But the fact that he's abandoning Nevada, and not only that, California, which, by the way, people, this is a disaster waiting to happen for DeSantis' campaign. And remember the big stink about California's delegates? Guys, if Trump gets 50.1% of the vote in California, he gets all the delegates. So why isn't the DeSantis campaign throwing everything at the kitchen sink at the state of California? Because if he loses California and all the delegates, there's no pathway. There's absolutely no pathway at that point in time. They added that in recent weeks. The group also ended its field operations in North Carolina and Texas, two additional states that vote on Super Tuesday in March. And both of those states are absolutely critical, because I believe both are winner take most. That means if Trump gets above a certain percent, he gets all the delegates. So why are you abandoning these key states like this? I mean, okay, if he's down by a little bit, 20, 30 points, if he just holds Trump under 50%, he still qualifies for delegates. But now they're starting to pull back from some of these key early states, especially on Super Tuesday. That doesn't sound like confidence to me. Never Back Down had pitched a wide-ranging canvassing effort throughout the early nominating states as the centerpiece of its effort to help boost DeSantis in the primary, even letting reporters inside its door-knocking boot camp in Iowa, where it trained hundreds of canvassers earlier this year. The Super PAC had planned to spend $100 million on the effort. Wow, what a big waste of money. You actually spent $100 million on the door-knocking operation that so far has done nothing for DeSantis. The decision to fold its door-knocking operations in Nevada and some Super Tuesday states coincides with DeSantis' rough summer, which had featured him struggling to gain traction against the GOP frontrunner, former President Trump, since launching his campaign in early May. And not just, not gaining traction. Like, okay, if he just stuck at 25%, okay, he's not gaining traction. No, he's going reverse. He has negative traction right now. He's at 13%, according to my polling aggregate and even RCP. You just started looking at it. This is even staying neutral. This is going backwards. In recent weeks, DeSantis' campaign has publicly promoted resets and staff shakeups as he seeks to generate momentum. That's the third reset. And if you include this one, that's reset number 4 or 5. Just in 2 months. This isn't stable. You can't just keep resetting the thing. Like, it's one thing to change strategies a little bit. Like, okay, we're going to pull back some funding from Texas, but pour it more into Iowa. That's adjusting strategies just a little bit. When you completely pull out of several states like this, and then you reinvest it completely, that's a complete reboot of the strategy. At its peak, Never Back Down, aka Never Stand Up, employed more than 250 field staffers in those 4 states, though some had departed prior to the shutdown. In recent weeks, some of those who were assigned in areas where there are cuts were offered opportunities elsewhere, including on door-knocking teams stood up by the Super PAC in Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. Early nominating states with pro-DeSantis allies continue to knock on doors, officials said. I think this is absolutely stupid to focus on South Carolina at this point in time. Because it's not just winner take most, it's winner take all. That means if Trump wins by a single vote, and I believe that's correct, if it's by just one vote or whatever, he gets all of the delegates. So why are you focusing on South Carolina, where that's arguably your weakest state in the primary? Because of not only Trump doing good, but you have former Governor Nikki Haley, Senator Tim Scott, both from the state of South Carolina. They're each taking 12%. They're eating into your margins. So I would focus more on New Hampshire, Nevada. New Hampshire because, well, you got to get 10% of the vote to qualify. If you don't, you get no delegates. In Nevada, in my opinion at least, it should be a state that DeSantis supposedly should do a little bit better in. You would think at least. But it doesn't matter. It's this effort to throw everything at South Carolina. That's your strategy? This is Jeb Bush all over again, and that didn't go too well for him. Early nominating states where the pro-DeSantis allies continue to knock on doors, and I think I just read that. We want to reinvest in the first 3. Aaron Perrine, a spokesperson for the Super PAC, told NBC News, nodding to Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, and noting that it was ramping up its spending on advertising. We see real opportunities in the first 3. The first 3 are going to set the conditions for the March states. Okay, but why do you just completely abandon every other state? You're making it sound like, oh, we're just, pulling back slightly from Texas. No, you just completely left. This is a sign that they're starting to realize, oh crap, we are getting crushed in every single early state. This is their last hope. They cannot afford to get crushed in every single one of these early states. That's what's really going on here. What's more, Super PAC officials said the decision to pull out of Nevada and California were driven by what they see as pro-Trump efforts to tilt the primary rules in his favor and make it less likely that a rival could knock him off. What a... They're just lying now. They're completely full of themselves. In Nevada, the Democratic-dominated legislature revamped its presidential primary system, eliminating caucuses in favor of a traditional state-run primary. The move stemmed from a push by the Democrat National Committee to move away from caucuses in 2024. The Nevada Republican Party, however, has pushed back on the change, demanding to hold the party-run primary anyway. It took the matter to court, where a Carson City judge denied the GOP bid, saying it could not block a state-run primary. The party is now appealing to this matter to the state Supreme Court. A caucus run by the state party is considered advantageous to Trump, given several members of the party acted as, yeah, of course they're using this. But caucuses would actually benefit DeSantis, because Trump's weakest states in 2016 were caucuses. The Iowa caucus, for example. You know, even though Ben Carson got screwed, it's just factual that, yeah, there were states that Trump struggled in because they were a caucus, because they don't got higher turnout. A primary would be more beneficiary to Trump. It would. So why are they suddenly trying to push for the stay as a caucus? A perennial blast Nevada GOP chairman Michael McDonald is a Trump puppet who's conducting that caucus/primary caucus routine that he's doing. You're attacking the chairman of the Nevada GOP for that? When a caucus would arguably help you? What? When you have that kind of uncertainty about how the election is going to be conducted, that becomes a pretty unstable environment to be investing that kind of resources that we're investing, she said. Oh my gosh. It doesn't matter. A caucus would benefit you because it's lower turnout. And this is why the DeSantis people, they're down by 50. These idiots seriously believe that the Nevada GOP is colluding with Trump, even though Adam Laxalt flipped from Trump to DeSantis, and several other ones too. What do you mean that this is a Trump puppet that's trying to rig the rules? A caucus would hurt Trump. And in California, the state Republican Party last month changed the delegate allocation rules in a change that was backed by the Trump campaign and may make the state less competitive in March. That's bullshit. That is complete and total bull. The rules didn't change. They just changed it back to what they were beforehand. Previously, delegates were awarded by congressional district. Under our new rules, a candidate who wins more than 50% of the vote will take all 169 delegates, the most of any state in the nation. Should no candidate hits 50%, the delegates will be awarded proportionally, but based on the statewide vote, not via congressional district. That's what they did last time. Last time, yeah, they may have done it slightly by congressional district, but that's always been in place. Oh my gosh, and you notice, the DeSantis campaign, they wanted the rules to stay the same. They were saying, no, that should be winner take all, because back then, DeSantis was virtually tied with Trump in the state of California. Now that he's down by 30 and Trump's about to crack 50%, he's already cracked it at this point. Now it's a big stink that they're changing the rules. No, the rules were staying the same. Go look up the California GOP primary rules. It stayed the same. They just changed it. Oh, instead of some going congressional districts, all of them are going statewide. Okay, just don't get killed statewide then. That's a bunch of states that do that. They described the change as making grassroots involvement impossible and called it a Trump-inspired rigging. Though she expressed some hope that the state party could alter the rule at its convention in September, during which both Trump and DeSantis are scheduled to speak. That's baloney. Guys, the California stuff, we proved that the DeSantis campaign originally were fine with keeping the rules as is. Now suddenly they wanted a proportional system. These idiots lie right through their teeth. And you know what? Let me bring it up. Alright, these were the rules beforehand. This is from 2024. Alright? If a presidential candidate receives a majority of the vote, that candidate shall be awarded all of California's delegates. You want to know what it was beforehand in 2016? They were based on mostly congressional districts. That's true. But here is the catch that the DeSantis campaign failed to mention. It was based on winner take all. So if Trump won every district by one vote, he would have gotten every single district. It doesn't matter if DeSantis got a percent of the vote or not. It doesn't matter. If Trump's winning the state by 40, like some polling is indicating, it doesn't matter that, oh, he's going to, crack 30% in some districts. That's not going to matter. Because under the old rules, Trump would still get all the delegates. And in fact, this is actually an easier way for DeSantis to get delegates. Because beforehand, you had to win congressional districts. You had to, not based on percent, you just had to win them. Under the new ones, if Trump gets below 50%, well, DeSantis would get far more delegates than originally. They were trying to change it to purely proportional. Don't let these clowns fool you. They were saying, oh, they have to change it to proportional because of the RNC rules, which is not true. They just changed the winner take most, which is most states on Super Tuesday, but I already made a bunch of videos on that. The tangent's over. Either way, they're making so many excuses. Let's be real. They have abandoned most Super Tuesday states and Nevada because they see the writing on the wall for this guy. They do. He's down 40 nationally, and each of those states down by upwards of 50 and 60 points. Well, if they do awful in the early states, it's over. This isn't, a slight change. This is not a slight reinvestment. This is a complete and total reboot. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.